Welcome to the Football Talk Show, episode 3. This is going to be a tasty one. We'll be speaking about Liverpool, current champions. Going to speak about Man United. Should be fun. Man City, Newcastle, and who else?
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United. Just to confirm, I'm Gogs, Estefan, loyal. Got Hemsy over here, part-time Spurs fan, part-time food connoisseur. And then we've got the Man United fan himself, Shane O'Mac. So lads, episode 3, let's crack on. It's going to be a tasty one. Liverpool, current champions, well deserved. Hemel, what's your opinion?
People want to hear about Liverpool, I'm sure. Champions of England, finally.
You'll never sing that.
I think we were in 1962, thank you.
Oh, God.
Yes, you weren't singing that, were you?
No.
Past life, I was a centre forward. Scored 30 goals. Yeah, that's a different topic. Right, Liverpool. Okay, they didn't win the Champions League. I think they'll be aiming to reclaim that, and they'll be trying to keep the title. So they're going to be going for the double, I'm pretty sure. Van Dijk, class. You can't really back against them. I was thinking, who am I going to tip for the title? Tottenham in the hunt as well, with Liverpool and Man City. Messi versus Lamela. But
This is a football debate show, by the way. We don't talk fictional.
I'm
hocus
delusional. I am
pocus.
delusional, if you haven't noticed. But
Delusional grandeur.
But okay, Liverpool. Are they going to pick? I think it's between them and Man City for the title. I think.
What about Chelsea? You're not putting Chelsea in that
aren't gonna
bracket.
get it. No, inexperienced. But Liverpool, Man City again. Man City are going to be determined, but they've got that soft centre. I think Liverpool are solid, you know. And where Van Dijk is, I'm going with them. I think Liverpool win the title. I think as far as a dream team player, fantasy football player, they're all expensive now, so you're going to have to be pretty selective. But I'll go Jordan Henderson because I think he could sneak some points. He's not too expensive.
So just to confirm, you're thinking what?
Title.
Position-wise? Title?
Title.
And Starman, FPL?
Henderson.
Excellent, thank you. Shane.
Liverpool, you can't hate what they did last season. They were the most entertaining team to
You
watch.
can't hate them.
You can hate them as a club, but really, can you say they didn't deserve the title last year? I mean, during lockdown, we were all praying the season would end.
Should have cancelled the season, yeah.
I think that was where we were hoping they weren't going to win the title, but you know they won it fair and square. They were the better team. They deserved it. This season, though, I do worry for them. They've not spent a huge amount of money. They've just added a left back into their team, while City are strengthening. Chelsea, I think Chelsea are in the mix. You know, now that they've added Timo Werner, Ben Chilwell, Thiago Silva, you're talking about some ridiculous players there. But in Liverpool stance, I put them down second. I think City are going to pick them this year. A player to watch has to be Trent Alexander-Arnold. Clean sheets, goals and assists. It takes all their set pieces, most of them anyway. You can't go wrong with him.
No, totally agree. For me, I think Liverpool will have a really good season. I think the main priority is going to be Champions League. I think Man City will pip them for the title, so they'll finish second. And I think their main man this year, I think Robertson. I think FPL wise, he'll get you some points, bombing down that wing, those crosses. You know, him and Arnold
They're insane, aren't they?
they were the perfect combination for how Liverpool played.
They are wingers.
Every team in the Premier League would want that combination.
Yeah.
Consider, look at Robertson came from Hull. Arnold has been through
The youth system.
the youth system.
Started as a central midfielder.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
They got cracking left and right foots. So for me, second. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're going to Man City. We'll forget about Man United. No one wants to talk about them.
That's next.
I think this episode we just forget about United.
Let's not.
Okay.
No, United, the last episode. Manchester United. The last episode.
Well done.
Man City, yeah?
The Spurs episode, he doesn't know what's coming his way for
Man
that
City.
episode.
Man City. I'm starting with Man City.
Man City. Shane O'Mac.
City, I hate it, but again, I think they're going to win the title this year. I think Pep will be more up for the challenge than ever before. Let's not even talk about the idea of Leo Messi coming hit there. If that happens in its own right, forget anything. They're going to win the title. Right now, I think they are favourites in my eyes. I still think they need to strengthen at the back. Nathan Ake's a great acquisition, but I don't think he's a left-footed centre-back. Are they going to have two left-footed centre-backs starting in Laporte and Ake? Or is Ake as part of the rotational depth that they run off? So yeah, in my eyes, I think Laporte still starts, so they do need to get a centre back in. In terms of players to watch, I don't see how you can look past Kevin De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling. Those two players are the two guys you know are going to get you points. If I was to pick one, I've got Kevin De Bruyne to be put in game week 2 for me, specifically because obviously game week 1 Man U and Man City aren't playing. So De Bruyne will go into game week 2 for me as my replacement for potentially Aubameyang.
Pricey option?
Very, but you know what you're going to get out of him. 200 plus. Again, he's one of those players. There are a few selection of 200 plus players you can pick from, but he equalled Thierry Henry's assist record last season in the Premiership.
Phenomenal.
And he's a genius. He's an absolute
how
genius.
How did he not win Player of the Season?
Somehow Jordan Henderson was picked. And
controversial.
I mean,
Premier League winning captain, you can't really argue with that fact, can you? Though.
What did he contribute as a player, though?
Don't matter. Where's Morgan? Premier League winning captain. Harry Kane. Oh,
but he did win.
Sorry,
Did he win Player of the Year?
Eh?
Where's Morgan?
Harry Kane won the World Cup Golden Boot.
Where am I?
How many goals did he score in that World Cup?
He scored like 4 against Ecuador, didn't he?
Yeah, no, Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
He scored most of them against Costa Rica.
You lot were cheering.
He could have scored against Costa Rica.
I did not cheer. I do not like Harry Kane. I do not cheer.
Anyway, we digress. Yes, City title winners, De Bruyne.
Excellent, thank you.
All right, Man City. So they're going to finish second. I don't think they'll pick Liverpool. I think they've got a soft centre. Even if they get Messi, I don't think.
Well, they don't know what soft centres is, you know.
I'd like a McDonald's. Man City second. I think the player that I think is going to be good is Phil Foden. I think I'd go with him.
Good pick.
Yeah,
Phil Foden, 6.5 million.
Second spot for me.
David Silva's heir.
They flattered to deceive.
Or heir to the throne.
Heir to the throne, yes.
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. Man City, they're a phenomenal team. I still think they're the best team in the Premier League when they're on fire. No one passes the ball the way they do. It's so slick. It's like knife through a butter, that slick kind of thing. They can destroy any team. I think this year Pep again will be determined to go win that league. I think that FFP ruling has worked in their favour as well. They'll be having Champions League. I think for them, they want to win the Premier League and Champions League. I think that for me, their star man, if fully fit, it's got to be Aguero. Got a couple of injuries, but he's a proven goal scorer. Still the best conversion rate last season, even though Jamie Vardy won the Golden Boot. Yes, Jamie Vardy, £1 million signing, won the Golden Boot ahead of everyone else. Just thought I'd get that one in there. But Aguero, quality player. And if Messi does come, oh God, just think about the unthinkable. They'll end up smashing everyone 9-10-0. You think?
Messi, Sterling and Aguero up top. And De Bruyne with the knife through butter.
Don't get me too excited, mate. Live on camera.
So, position?
First. I think they'll first. I think they'll do it then. They'll finish first.
Player?
Aguero for me.
Aguero, good pick as always.
All day, every day. Brilliant. Okay, so Newcastle next year?
Hey, don't you dare.
Okay, alright. The moment he's been waiting for, Manchester United. So, Emma, do you want to go first?
I'll go in Man U. Right.
Harry Maguire FC?
Right. First of all, let me get started, alright? We need to check bank accounts. How have they been paying VAR? Yeah? How have they been paying VAR?
Agreed.
1, yeah? 2, we're going to start sending players off for diving, yeah?
Agreed.
They're all just diving all over the place. The Leicester game, yeah? They're all over the place, these boys.
That was a penalty.
Never a penalty.
Check by
What
VAR.
else?
Not paid for.
They got criminals in the team. And they got criminals.
Agreed.
Convicted criminals.
His
in their
sentencing was null and void after a retrial was accepted yesterday.
Yeah, because VAR checked it and said it was fine.
VAR has nothing to do with the Greek government.
Man United.
Or the justice system of Greece.
Listen, they're just cheating left, right and centre. They're going to
I failed to see where you say we're cheating.
Once the bank statements come
we
out...
got a lot of penalties last season, and only 1 or 2 I can justify as not being penalties.
Once the bank
Bruno
statements
Fernandes
come out, we will find the truth.
I'm not going to talk over you. I'll let
now, Man U are going to finish 6th. And their star player, apart from VAR...
Surprised he didn't go for 17th of all us.
Yeah.
Apart from VAR, the star player is going to be De Gea, because teams are going to be going in on them.
Alright, I'll go next.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can have the last say on United, because I know how passionate you are.
It's fine. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Episode 4.
United, I don't have a lot of love for them. I just don't like what happened last season, all those penalties. There's something going on in the background, and it's corrupt. It's some kind of money laundering going on.
100%.
100%.
So probably some Chinese betting going on.
The fridge getting arrested in Greece was hilarious. £80 million for a fridge. Hey, could have got one cheaper at Comet, but hey, That's just my opinion. But on a serious note, I think they finished the season well. You can't deny that. They finished the season well. Probably the most informed team in lockdown. Bruno Fernandes loves a penalty, clearly. But I think, personally, I think they'll finish fourth. I think top four for them, Champions League, will be an achievement for them. They're not. I don't think they're going to be spending big. They're not going to get Jadon Sancho or anyone like that, or even Grealish, where they've been linked to him. But I think their star man this year would be Pogba. I think if he comes back, mindset free, I think he'll be their star man. Over to you now. You can have your moment in the limelight.
So I'm not going to really talk about last season. I know what happened. I know where we finished. I know some of the decisions we got weren't right, but a lot of them were right.
It's not right. It's not okay. That's what he said.
No. So Bruno Fernandes against Villa, for example, that was not a penalty, and I never said it was. But VAR is there for a reason. It checks
to give Man U penalty.
It's supposed to be a clear and obvious error, or they've spoken to the referee and his judgment's been given as correct.
You got Barchester in that, and then you got Liverpool.
However, I do think United are going to take a step backwards if we're not spending the money that other teams are spending. So, for example, the Jadon Sancho situation, if we aren't getting Jadon Sancho, that's fine. I don't mind not getting Jadon Sancho. I'd rather not spend £108 million on one player. But we have to spend that £100 million on some players. The fact that we're not spending money on anyone at the moment does worry me. It does show with Chelsea investing heavily, Liverpool investing in heavily, or Liverpool having already invested heavily on the quality they have, and City investing heavily, potentially on Leo Messi as well. I think fourth is a realistic expectation. I don't see Spurs being a threat to us. I don't see Arsenal being a threat to us, solely for the fact is the quality of purchasing isn't. It doesn't worry me when you're signing Joe Hart for free and Højbjerg for 20 million. You're not competitive enough to justify that. That's fine.
They're going to bargain basement shopping.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they do get Matt Doherty, again, an okay signing.
But then again, it was proven that you can have a successful team through free transfers. So.
Yeah, again, I can agree with that to a certain extent. I just don't think Spurs are going to be there or thereabouts. United fourth for me at the moment. If we do get Jadon Sancho, and that's a big, big if. Third player to watch. I'm actually going to say Anthony Martial at 9 million. He's been moved from midfield to strike up front. He delivered 17 goals in 35 games that season. However, he barely played up top. He only played up top just before the lockdown. And then after the lockdown started, he moved up front. So he will get you more. I've got him down for 20 goals plus this season.
All right, question as a United fan.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ole the right man for your club?
Yes. I actually do think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done very little wrong. I think he had a great start and then he got found out. And no one's disputing he got found out. But at the same time, he has had to fix... You have to remember, how long ago was it Sir Alex left? 7 years ago?
Yeah.
And since that, we've had 3 managers and they've all turned the club into a mess. Starting with Moyes and then going to Van Gaal. And they've all stamped their own identity, own style onto the team and saying, I want to play this way, I want to play this way, I want to play this way. But now Solskjaer has had to come in and he wants to play a different way. He wants to play offensive football rather than defensive football. And you can all disagree, but Jose Mourinho is a defensive manager. He lives for defensive. He sits and breaks. That's Mourinho. Van Gaal's possession-based and Moyes was, God knows what, Moyes was Fellaini-based. But all 3 of them had their own identity and not one of them kept, and we've had to change again. So Solskjaer can't be criticised for that, in my eyes. And I think he needs to be given the opportunity to continue developing the squad how he wants, which is embedding the youth.
Fair play, fair play. I think you're a bit delusional, but hey, you're a Man United fan. What else are you going to say? Okay, so the last team.
No.
Two more teams. Newcastle United. So, Shane, you can go.
Oh, you can let me go there. You gave me this United, didn't you?
Yeah.
So Newcastle, I was putting them down for relegation, but I don't think they will. I think they just seem to Steve Bruce just gets them to be a side that sticks around in the Premiership. I think they are going to stay. I think they've got some decent players. Alan St. Maximin, he's class. I think he's definitely too good for that club.
Oh, 100%.
I think if they can get a striker who's delivering goals, I hate the fact that they bought Joe Hilton and he can't even find the back of the net to save his life. And Andy Carroll scored a worldie in pre-season. He scored an absolute beauty a couple of days ago. But yeah, I think...
But it's pre-season then.
Yeah, no, true. And he'll probably get injured before the season starts.
Yeah.
But I still think they'll be organised. They'll be tough to beat. It's a good thing they've got Matty Longstaff to commit and Sean Longstaff's still there as well. So they've got a good bedding midfield. I think player to watch has to be Alan St. Maximin at 5.5 million. I think he got 92 points last season and was injured for parts of the season.
And in a relatively poor team as well at stages of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he'll deliver. I think he's a player to consider. But yeah, I've got them just about fighting for relegation, but I think they'll survive. I think 16th.
Excellent, thanks. Hemsley?
Yeah, I think they're similar to Leeds in the potential is there, but they haven't got the right leadership. They were trying to sell up, weren't they? But it didn't go through.
Yeah.
I know Newcastle fans who are
Stature-wise,
super
are massive, aren't they?
massive.
Yeah,
If it all comes together, they will be big again. But for now, 15th, 16th. I think the player that might be a sneaky buy is Carroll, because until he gets injured, he's a handful. I think he'll get goals. So Carroll for me.
Newcastle, gotta say, brilliant night out as well. Brilliant night out, and the Geordie fans by far are the best fans in the league. Brilliant. I think Steve Bruce did a decent enough job with his hands tied behind his back. If you had Mike Ashley running your club, God, it would be awful. So I feel for the Geordies. But I think they'll finish around about 13th. I think they'll have more or less a similar season than what they did last season. Peaks and troughs, doing really, really well. You know, a couple of surprise maybe wins against United and Spurs, not us. And I think, their star man, I'm going to have to go with you on this one. I think Carroll, if he's fit, he is a handful. He's a handful.
Will he play every week though? With Dwight Gale and Joelinton there, they spend so much money on Joelinton.
Bruce knows how much of a handful he is. If he's fit, he plays.
Let's be honest, Newcastle don't play beautiful football. They're going to go, all right, Andy Carroll's direct and job done. And Andy Carroll, let's be honest, is one of the best in Premier League at holding up the ball and flicking it on. Right? And that's fact. Right? You don't play for teams like Liverpool. Yes, controversial like what his stint at the club was, but he's still quality. He still scores some quality goals, and I think he could be a bit of an underdog for Newcastle. So that's yeah, and I think they'll finish around about maybe 13th, 14th. I think that's a good season. Brilliant. Last team, Sheffield United. Go on then, Mr. Manchester.
Another United. Sheffield United, the Cinderella story of last season, did fantastically well. Unfortunately, couldn't keep the run going towards the end. Had a very unique tactical approach, which really confused a lot of teams. Got some fantastic results. I mean, the 3-0 win over Chelsea. They made it very difficult for teams, and with very little. I think they only added Sander Berge to their team, and
they didn't spend big.
Callum Robinson they bought as well. They bought a couple of players, but nothing like overwhelming and
nothing that sticks out.
Yeah, exactly. I think Sander Berge wasn't
not
their most
spending
expensive.
like 30 million on one player or something like that.
And I think they've done well so far in the transfer window this summer. I mean, they knew they weren't going to get Henderson, so Ramsdale coming in is a obvious, sensible, good bit of transfer business at 18.5 million. I think they're looking to let Callum Robinson go to West Brom, in return getting Oliver Burke, who's got some Premiership experience.
Yeah, they're looking to do a swap deal, aren't they?
Yeah, personally, I think Sheffield United will be perfectly fine. I think they're going to be pushing mid-table. I think they'll be a bit more predictable this season, but at the same time, I think Chris Wilder will get his lads organised and disciplined and hard to break it down. I think for me, player to watch for them is going to be Egan, the centre-back. I think he's a good buy at 5 million. I think
good season last season.
They're all over 100 points, their defenders, every single one of them. So you can't go past them. Even Ramsdale at 5 million is not the worst buy in the world. But yeah, for me, Egan, mid-table finish.
Mr. Spurs?
I rate Sheffield United. I think they're really well organised, really well managed. I actually think they're going to surprise everyone again. I'm putting them for 5th.
Oh wow!
5th spot. I really like them. I think they're well organised. They're tough to beat. Anyone goes there, they're in for a game. Even Liverpool went there, I remember, and they should not have won.
They made it difficult.
They are solid.
Did you win there last season?
No, we got battered there.
Did you win?
We got a draw from 2 down.
Oh, so it was just my team that won then.
But we beat them at Old Trafford, so we'll take that.
I think in terms of dream team,
We'll beat them up.
fantasy football, I'm going to go out of loyalty for Lundstrom.
Johannes Lundstrom moved to midfield. He's not a
got
defender.
me.
He got us.
He got everyone. He got everyone
I'm
points.
going with him.
I think that's a silly one.
He's going to get me points again.
He's been moved to midfield. Most of his points came as a defender.
He still get a clean sheet though in midfield.
Yeah, I think a couple of points.
Yeah, still get it.
I don't think he'll
I'm
play.
going 5th for Sheffield United.
Oh,
Going
Going out there.
Sheffield United. I like them. They were really good last season. Nice club, play some really good football. Lundstrom, Egan. I think their main man was Henderson last year, but I think that's gonna be their downfall this year.
You don't think Ramsdale can come in?
No, I don't think they will. I just don't think he has that presence that Henderson has. And then you take someone who's literally, you know, was their star man that season. Take him out. He got them a lot of points. Don't get me wrong, the whole team did, but he was a quality keeper. And I think that's gonna be the downfall. So my star man will be, I'm gonna go with Lundstrom and Egan, but I can't decide which one. So I'll go with Egan. I'm gonna agree with you on this one. He had a really good season last season. Got some decent
goals,
some decent goals and FPL points. That was really good. So for me, I think they'll finish 11th. That's what I'm going for. Sorry, Sheffield United fans, I do like you, but I think you'll struggle. Brilliant. So that is the third episode, everyone. Thanks for joining and watching again. Go like, go share, tell your friends, tell your family about us. Okay, go like our Instagram page as well. Thanks for joining. Enjoy.